Hello, my friend. Hopefully you are doing great. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you what is the best convention for methods and parameter in a method and the return type from a method. So after that, we can go for next lesson if you're especially you are a beginner with Java. So sorry for the background noise around if you hear anything. Hopefully you can still hear my voice clearly. Okay. So just go back to our robot cat class from the previous lesson. You see here. So the thing here is, let me try to create a new class for you. For example, I want to create a new class with the name robot dog. Enter here. And for example, as a robot dog, I will because I'm gonna demonstrate about the methods inside. So I will not create any attribute for a robot dog here. So I will just create methods. So as you still remember, a method in a class is to implement the object behavior. So that means we have a robot dog, and I want to implement the behavior run like the robot cat before. So I will create a method. So for example, I will create a method like this, public void run here. So there's something I want to tell you in detail. The first thing is about the access modifier, and as I told you that we will have a separate lesson about access modifier in Java. But the thing here is the return time. So you should remember for the void here, so that means return type, we don't return anything. But if I have something like this one, public string, let me do something like say hello, and that means, you see, I have the return type as a string. So this method is implemented to return a string. If you return nothing, here you see missing return statement. For example, I'm not going to return string, but somehow by mistake I return one here. So you already knew that one is not a string, it's an integer. So we will get an error like say that the required type is string, but you provide integer here. So it doesn't make any sense. So in this case, you need to return something like hello, I'm a robot dog, something like that, and you return a string. So this is the return type. So you have string here, that means we return string. For here, that means we return nothing. We do something inside, but we will return nothing. And we will tell about the method's name here, about the convention. So as a best practice, so a method should start with a verb. That means you have run, say, you see there on verbs. So you cannot have a class something like my name is, something like that, because it doesn't start with a verb. So it's not a past practice. So you should start a method with a verb because it will implement an object behavior. And the second thing about the name, you see we have the same convention about naming like variable. So that means you start with a normal case and then you use camel case here. So you see say, and then the uppercase of the letter H here. So that's it about the convention. So we have return type, we have the convention, and we will talk some more about the methods parameter. For example, I will say something like I will have an input string as a parameter with the name here. So that means I will say something, hello, I am a dog, and then I will plus with something like nice to meet you, and I will plus with the name here. So that means I test the name here as a parameter as a string, and then I will use in the methods body here. So that means I will return, hello, I am a robot dog, nice to meet you, and the name inside. Okay. So for example, if I want to change void here, so that means I'm not going to return anything. So if I still have the return keyword here, so I will face an error. So you see, cannot return a value from a method with a void result type. So in this case, you just simple print out this. So that should be okay. So let me print out this one. So that means we have the run and we have the say hello. So this one I wanna say something like I'm running. Okay, so this is say hello. So for example, it's not a normal data type, but we can use some data like reference data. For example, you can input a parameter as the object as well. So how can we do that? For example, let me try to create something like test methods reference parameter, or I can short it as param here, enter. And inside this class, I'm going to create a main method. So I will create a scanner, add a scanner equal new system, and something like it's not new system, new scanner, and inside it system.in. Okay, so I will print out something like for example, do you want to see a robot cat or robot dog? And for example, if I have something like scanner dot next equal, so I can use equals in this case, cat, for example, like this, I will do something like robot cat with the name robot cat equal new robot cat. Okay, and then okay, like I say something, cat new robot cat. Let me create a method inside. So I will create a method like publish void trigger hello greeting inside. So I will input a parameter as strings like the robot type. So in case we have the if, so we can use the switch case in this case. Okay, so we will switch the robot type, and inside we have a case is a cat. I will do something like robot cat equal new robot cat here. So okay, let me see something like an object. Okay, let me input a robot cat here. Okay, trigger hello greeting, trigger hello greeting for cat. Okay, and then I will copy this method up because I want to demonstrate the parameter as a reference data type. So trigger hello greeting for dog here. So I will input a parameter as robot dog here. Okay. So in this case, because I want to call the robot cat greeting, say hello, so that means I will come back to robot cat here and I will create a new method with the name public void say hello, and then I will say something like hello, I am a robot cat here. So in this method, I will just do something like robot cat dot say hello, and in this body of this method, I will call the robot dog dot say hello, and then I come back to the switch here. So you see, if public void say hello, okay. I don't want to input a name here, so just remove the name here. And just come back here so we can use something like a switch. And in this case, let me declare a string, the robot name equal scanner.net, and we will switch the robot name. So case the robot name is cat. I will do something like test methods here. Test methods equal new test methods class here, and then I will call test methods dot trigger hello greeting for cat, and I will input a new robot cat. You see, I create an instant new robot cat here, and I will input here as a parameter, because this method is waiting as a parameter for the robot cat instance. So that means I create a new robot cat here, and then inside this method I will access the method from this object. So that means you cannot access a method from a class. You just can access a method from an object, okay? Because class is just a template, just a blueprint. It's not a living thing, basically. So technically, you just can access the methods inside a instance. It's not a class. So here, the parameter here, you can see the robot cat here is an instance of the robot cat class. So that's why I need to create a new instance by the new keyword here. And I will do something like break. In the case, I say something like the dog here. I will do something like, okay, let's just put it outside of this one, something here, and I can call test method dot trigger hello greeting from dog, and I will create a new instance for robot dog here, and I will break. So default, I will print out something. The robot type is incorrect here. Okay, so that means when user input a cat or a dog, I will trigger the correct methods here. And you see, as a methods parameter, it's not necessary for you a string, an integer, float, or something like that. We can input a parameter as a reference data. That means you can have an object here. Okay, so try to run this function and then you can see how it works. Okay, so I'm going to run this one. Okay, so I put cat here, enter, and you see, hello, I am a robot cat. If I run this again, and for example, I put as a dog, enter, and you see, I am a robot dog here. And if I run again and I put something like a snake, you see the robot type is incorrect. So in this case, I have just demonstrated for you a use case where we can have a parameter type, a reference type here. So it's not only something like a string or float again. Okay, so you can have something like reference data here. So let's summarize a little. So a method name as a best practice, it should start with a verb, and you should follow the camel case. You still remember the camel case that I told you in the variable name convention. Okay, so camel case. And the return type, if we have false, that means we return nothing. But if we have something like a string or something like in other type, that means we need to return exactly the data type for that one. Okay. And the last thing in this tutorial, this is about reference data type for a method. So that means you can have a reference a data type as a object. Okay, it's not simple like string or float or something like that. Okay, so you try to practice yourself after you understand the methods, and then we can continue for other lesson that is needs you to, you know, hands-on to try to customize different kinds of methods in your class. Okay, so see you in the next tutorial.